Welcome, welcome, welcome to Mature Conversations, part two of Why Do We Lie? We wondering, like, why do I find myself lying, even about the smallest things? So we want to hit on some things coming from our own perspective, our own reasonings of why when we found ourselves in those situations, why did I just tell that lie? Why did I just say that? Because in Genesis 18, if you read it or if you read it, how Sarah sat there and lied, even when it was told that yes, you did. you did just lie. You did just laugh. So we're gonna hear from a youth. We're gonna hear from somewhat of a young man, probably in his mind, young man, and then I will share my reason behind. So, ma'am, can you please come? Why did you find yourself in the past lying?
Um, Said people will find out something, being afraid, punish that you could not endure it, as if it would be too much, or you just do not want to have any punishment.
So you felt like I don't want the punishment. Yeah. I don't know how it's going to be received if I sit here and tell the truth to my mama or my daddy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you, young lady.
Well,
we're going to hear from a gentleman. Can you please tell us why did you find yourself in whatever situations at any time and you would tell a lie and you would not tell the truth? What was your reason or what was the root?
Well, I would say, starting off in the beginning, for acceptance. I wanted to appear to be someone that I really wasn't. I wanted to astute myself to be much more than who I really was as a real person. I would say another reason is to avoid consequence or to avoid judgment. Or we could even say to avoid being held accountable. There's a lot of times where when you're dealing with people and you know how that person are and you done violated either the person's trust or you done did something that would be a direct violation of their boundaries, and when they ask you a certain question, you actually, instead of actually saying that either you did or you did in some way or you did just blatantly did so, you actually would lie to avoid that consequence of no longer having a relationship with that person or you being put in the position of there's a consequence that comes behind because you decide to do something. And then the last one is just to be plain deceitful. Basically, you tell a person something knowing that you have no intentions of keeping that word, but to appease that person, you would tell them whatever that you need to tell them in order for you to do what you already had in mind to do in the first place.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you. My. Whew. Okay. So mine is when I was talking to my daughter, some things that came back, I had to go back and write some other things. One of the things that hit me after talking to her was the unknown reactions. That unknown, like what if, or I don't know what would take place if that person, found this out or hear this from me at this moment. When I've lied, it was out of fear of what they're going to say or do. Will they leave me or abandon me or reject me? Not like me anymore? Will they not like me anymore? They will not want to be bothered with me. period. I got caught in a bad situation, maybe last year, I believe it was. And it really helped me to look at me. It really helped me to see why you can't just say the truth to that individual. And I appreciate the individual that it happened to at that moment, because everything inside of me was cringing. Everything inside of me was like, she ain't gonna want to talk to you no more. She ain't gonna want to be bothered, because you now gonna have to tell her your truth that you really don't want to do this. You're not feeling led to do this, and I didn't know how to tell it. Like I was, and the individuals like, just you could be honest. Let's just be honest. And it made me more welcoming to just open up and just be like, yeah, I'm not feeling that right now. Like, I don't feel the peace of me doing that. So that's the reason why I can't. For me, that day was a catapult of, you need to make sure that you able to tell someone right then and there to the best of your ability, regardless if they is going to like you, stop talking to you, or anything. Not saying I didn't struggle again after that. It was just the fact of, it helped me to see me, and it helped me to push past those barriers that I need to make sure I speak up and not cover up my real emotions or my feelings or what is my truth in that moment, because the unknown reaction. So when I was afraid to tell the truth, because growing up, it was warranted that you're going to get a whooping. So if you did such and such, you're going to get a whooping. So why not lie? Why would you tell the truth if I'm going to get a whooping anyway? I did not want to feel that pain or have my mom disappointed at me. That was big for me. Not having my mom disappointed, that if I sat here and told her XYZ, how's she going to look at me? Will she still love me? Being ignorant, you don't know, when you're a young age. But when or what you are trying to hide is discovered, why not come clean and face the truth instead of continuing in turmoil or your conscience and your soul? So at me, it was like I found myself not at peace. I wasn't at peace with anything to be able to just say, oh, you know what? I can move on. But knowing that this was still plaguing me because you didn't just sit here and tell the truth to that person or about that thing or about that situation, you lack peace. When y'all say that, you lack peace. Mm-hmm. Your conscience will mess with you if you have not seared them. and boy, look at him. You seared them. That's another topic. So after you confronted with the lie, why don't we just come clean? Can we be mature enough to own and take responsibility for our actions and welcome the consequences and learn from this to do better going forward? Learning how to tell the truth, even if it means not having that person or that thing in our life anymore, or no longer having what we were trying to keep from hiding. So at the end of the day, if we don't find ourselves still with the individual that you was so trying to cover or protect, you call yourself protecting, what is more important? Telling the truth or concealing the lie? So that is part 2 of Why Do We Lie? Stay tuned for part 3, if there is a part 3.